Hey everyone, David here. It's a massive day for me in the startup Intersignal. After almost a year and a half of heads down building, the thing we've been trying to create is finally built. Today we are officially announcing the open source release of the Braid Lite client, version 1.4.4. There are definitely some competing projects emerging in the edge AI space that look promising. Let's see. I want to give the names to some of these projects. PXPipe. It's more focused on Claude, but that's another project for people to check out, competitor. But in terms of our project, we built the Braid around a very specific premise. Intelligence should not become trapped inside of one interface, one vendor, or one machine. So what is the Braid? At its core, we had to figure out how to give independently operated AI systems a bounded way to preserve and exchange state without replaying an entire bloated human transcript. The issue is the more language you use, the more the processing requirements rise at a quadratic rate, and there's a limit there to how much you can send and how much another machine can understand. So our solution to this limit was a 384-dimensional state representation. That 384D size was a very intentional decision on the part of my team. It was simply the minimum amount of space needed where the math actually worked. For people who might not know what that means, it's 384 different variables or mathematical measurements, 384 different numbers packed into one file. When you package those measurements together, an AI system can read that payload similar to how we read human language, except it's built for AIs rather than built through the combinatorial, centuries of human development of Old English, then Middle English, then what we speak today. Definitely not designed for the computer world. It was designed for humans who have vocal cords. So the user experience that we've achieved with this is entirely frictionless. This hasn't really existed until now, unless, again, you look at some of our competitors like PXPipe, who are honestly doing this in a different way. So let's say your local AI generates a high concept or a new idea, and you want to share it with another AI, another system nearby. So your system can generate a fluid animated QR code right on the screen. Then another AI can just look at it using any standard camera. It doesn't need a password. It doesn't need an active internet connection. It doesn't even need a local area connection. It doesn't need a LAN. It just sees the fluid QR code, grabs that payload, and unpacks the coordination state instantly. The throughput is incredibly fast, around a couple hundred kilobytes per second. And while we do have local area network versions, the real breakthrough here is that this optical transport can exist completely offline out in the real physical world. A useful machine state can leave one sovereign node as visible light on a computer screen, cross a completely disconnected channel, and arrive in a form that can be independently inspected, constrained, and accepted by the receiving node or network. So we've released the public bundle under the MIT license because we believe this needs to be foundational infrastructure. We are also gearing up for a live optical transport demonstration in Cascais, Portugal this September, which is going to be amazing to see in person. It's been a long road getting all this built, so check out the release. I'll link to it in the description. Dive into the code if you're a developer or a LLM enthusiast, large language model enthusiast, and please let us know what you think. And feel free to build off of this. Again, we released it under the MIT license. And some people have asked, why are you doing it as a drop on Google Drive and stuff? Why don't you use GitHub? I have a personal GitHub, and I do some stuff there. But just seeing a string of GitHub commits, that doesn't tell you anything. That's not real provenance. We were advancing this so quickly between the three systems we use, going back and forth and improving it to the point where it not only worked, but started to work really well. And to do that, we don't want to put everything up on GitHub and just a slow process versus the internal loop that we had going. But again, people asking, is this something that you can unpack and build on? Absolutely. So other criticisms of me, people saying I'm mentally ill to focus on AI so much. I think the MAGAs need to stop calling everybody else mentally ill because you've become the most mentally ill movement in political history. I think it's really sensible when somebody's building something that they enjoy and know Not to try to piss on their parade just because you're unhappy with how your movement has gone. But I won't make this a political one. Still, just what awful fucking people. Mentally ill because I focus on AI. Why aren't you focused on AI? Why are you focused on weird culture war stuff that nobody cares about and boycotting the Odyssey even though it's about to cross $1 billion in ticket sales, and talking about transgenders while ignoring the Iran war, trying to outlaw THC nationwide in the year 2026? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? But I'm certainly in my lane, and I'm going to keep developing and studying AI stuff. I find it 10,000 times more fascinating than crypto. And I find those of you who have not changed at all in the last 10 or 15 years, there's something sad there. You know, on a personal note, there's something sad there that you haven't moved on to the new season of your life, that you're still the same character the writers wrote 10 or 15 years ago. Something very sad there, but I'm not going to let that slow me down. And if somebody comes from that place where they're like, not AI, oh no, not AI. Like the other day, we almost hired a woman, and our ad said technology firm, and then she's asking us more about the business. Oh, you do AI. Please remove me from consideration. And like all of this, you know, hey, you anti-AI folks are weirdos. You're weirdos, and you're entitled to be weird, but certainly I'm in my lane. Thank you guys so much, and be sure to check out Braid version 1.4.4.